Hello again. I went to record this in the weekend and I couldn't because I left this cord in this place. So I had to not do it. So now I'm doing it now. So now the video is going to be late. This actually wasn't the video I was actually going to do in the weekend. That's a lie. I had a different plan for a different one. It'll come. I'll do that eventually. But feels more present right now to do this one. Look at that big shadow of me. High five. Yeah. I need to go out more. I need to make more friends. Anyway, I lost cool points with the song Nothing Matters because I found the song pretty much the day before it blew up on TikTok. So when I recommended it to people, they were like, "Oh, did you find that on TikTok?" And I'd be like, "No, I actually found it by myself." I'd be like, "Well, actually," and then I would look like a pretentious one at that. I would lose brownie points. I'd lose respect. So now when people ask me, I just accept and say I found it on TikTok, even though I didn't, and you won't believe me. So anyway, The Last Dinner Party are a British alternative indie rock band that formed in London in 2021. The band rose to fame recently, has led to people saying that they're industry plants. They put in there and they've blown up out of nowhere. I don't think they are. They've denied that they are. I heard that they blew up on the concert scene in London, and that's where they really started to gain traction. So I don't think they are. I just think they've had a good streak. You know, a bit of luck's on their side, and it's allowed for their quality to show off. But if they are an industry plant, who cares? It's not that big a deal, really. This is their debut project, big moment, Prelude to Ecstasy. I have been relatively excited for this, and if I had to put this album down to one term, it would be hoity-toity. That's not a bad thing, though. I actually mean that in a good way, like a good hoity-toity, like upper class dramatic hoity-toity. I think I'll ever say hoity-toity in a review ever again, unless it's talking about these guys. As I established before, I am a fan of the track Nothing Matters, and I will talk more about that later because I love that song so much. But ever since listening to that song, I have been excited for this project, and I'm happy to say, I'm really glad to say that it met my expectations exceptionally. This is great. Probably one of the best debuts that'll come out this year, maybe the best. Everything that I've talked about so far in reviews, I've talked about setting a bar high. This, for debuts, this is a good bar that has been set. The album opens with the playfully, elegantly orchestral piece titled Prelude to Ecstasy. It's like it's a prelude to the whole album because it's the first song. That was very too emotive of me. This is a very effective way to begin the project. It instantly establishes the sound and tone of the album. This piece also gives me vibes of like a John Williams score. Like I could easily see Indiana Jones like do 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 do, or like run away from a big boulder or something. Like I could see him doing that easily with this song. Yeah, it's a really good opener. Really good opener. We then transition from the opener to Burn Alive, which is an exciting synth wave sort of running track. It has a great groove to it, has an effective build. Although outside of the infectious hook, which I'm a big fan of, don't know how often I'll return to this track. It is kind of the one thing that draws me back, but the rest doesn't really do it for me. It's decent. But there is kind of like a Paramore vibe with this song. Kind of felt that sort of sound come through, and it's engaging at points. It's got powerful moments. We then transition into the immensely powerful ballad, one I'm a big fan of, one of my favorites in the album, sees her on a TV screen. This groovy guitar chord that moves you along is engaging, and the build of the chorus is so good, and it's completely dramatic. It's powerful. It's really dramatic. It's like a theater piece, which is a lot of this album is like a theater piece, but this song particularly really engrossing track, and one that I will return to time and time again years down the line because I really enjoyed this. That chorus is so thumping and just fantastic. This is also on this track is the first time I want to mention the lead vocalist Abigail Morris, because future musical icon is cooking here. She is absolutely fantastic on this album in every song. She just has such a charisma, such a presence, such a graceful presence on every song she's on. The big dramatic instruments, you know, they sort of cower to her vocals. She really commands them so effortlessly and makes it look easy. She is fantastic here, I'm telling you. Woman's gonna be big. She's got a career ahead of her. She continues her performances onto the feminine urge. Another great track that glides elegantly. Granted, I can't really relate to the subject matter. I haven't had many feminine urges in my life, but the song is good. The way Abigail sings the chorus is so smooth, and it keeps me coming back to this track the more I listen to it. And the harmonizing on the song is also a great choice that adds to the drama of the track. On Your Side is the next track. It's a much softer song compared to what we've got so far. I don't know why I did that. I'm trying to replicate it now, I can't do it as well. But this is such a nice sounding track. It almost gives the feeling of like a warm hug. That would be so good. I'm only joking. I know what that feels like. Another great vocal performance, and the chorus here is so good and really captures the mood of the song amazingly. The outro as well, that sends a motherfucker to space. Whoa. It's great. It's really good. Beautiful Boy with Michael Scott and Timothy Chalamet Bing Bong is a great film. The song By the Last Dinner Party is great too. See, it won't go back. Wait. Did you see what I did there? Oh, I should just keep going. It's another quieter track similar to On Your Side, like the same kind of vibe. The piano here is nice and moving. The track also has a nice progression, and I've just put my script. I'd probably listen to it again, but if I the bit that goes that bit, I really like that bit. So obviously that was a bit that I enjoyed. That's why I wrote it in the script. What the fuck is it? Oh, I remember now. She does like the and it's like the bit in Fiona when she like sings to the birds and makes them explode. That's what I was making reference to. I read the rest of the sentence and now it makes sense to me. It adds a heavenly element to the song that's very nice and is quite different to what has been done kind of vocally on the rest of the project so far. So it's welcome. We then hit the midpoint and we go into an interlude called Gjuha. Gjuha. It does a good job of being an interlude. The transition from Gjuha into Sinner is so clean. It's clean as Mr. Clean's shiny forehead. It's a crazy transition. Albums need to do more crazy transitions like that because it just works so effortlessly. But Sinner is a real bob your head track. Probably the bobbiest headest track of the whole thing. It's grooving. It grooves so hard. The piano is so groovy. The guitar is too. The solo from the guitar is great. It gets you dancing. It's probably the most like up and atom track of the whole album. It really sets the tone and the sound that's on the second half, because the second half has a lot more songs that are like this. And the vocals, once again, I don't even need to talk about the vocals anymore because I feel like I've established already how good they are and how consistent they are and how amazing she is here on this album the whole way through. So just take it for granted that if I don't bring them up again, they're good. My Lady of Mercy continues this sort of fun, upbeat sound that's established in Sinner. This track though has these huge dramatic moments that really set it apart from Sinner, and the song really shines in these big dramatic oomph moments, and I kind of makes me wish there was more big dramatic oomph moments on this album. The ones that are here are fantastic, although at the same time, if there were more, maybe the ones that are here already wouldn't hit as hard as they do. So maybe it was the right decision. I don't know. I don't make the music, I just try and talk about it. These dramatic moments really give this song this sort of sinister undertone that is very welcome and makes a nice tone shifter for the album, but it still fits within the context of the album's sound. Portrait of a Dead Girl is a decent track. There's some nice effective use of strings here that really add to the dramatic elements of the album. The guitar work here is strong, just like the rest of the album. There's elements of this track that I love, but I still kind of feel like there's something missing from it that doesn't make it hit the heights of other songs here. All in all though, the album really shines instrumentally too. There's so many dynamic elements, varied instrumentation, so many great instrument performances from all of the players here, from all the members of the band. I didn't write their names, but they all do really well. I'm gonna put all their names here. They all have great chemistry as well, instrumentally. They all really play off each other well. Like the instruments, when they work together, that's when they are at their best. The big one, the big track, one of the best singles of the year. I know it didn't come out this year, but it's still one of the best singles of the year. Nothing Matters. Oh, I love this song. This is one of the catchiest songs I have listened to in a while. I have had it on repeat since I found it, and I will continue to have it on repeat for the rest of the year. If this is on my Wrapped, I wouldn't be surprised. The performance from Abigail is fantastic. She is mind my French. Mind my French. I nearly just swore because she's amazing. She deserves to swear, to be honest. The latter half of this song, she really shines. That big bit where she's like, wow. The build is fantastic. It's groovy. It's really catchy. The chorus and the hook is so infectious that it'll just keep you returning. And it just has this unrivaled, youthful, rebellious, feminine energy that I can't explain. But it just makes you riled up and makes you really want to go, yes. That's what this song does. What a goddamn anthem, man. What an anthem of a track. What What an anthem. What an amazing song. Really, if there's one song you want to listen to from this, it is Nothing Matters, because it deserves to be the biggest, because it's just so good. And finally, we close with a very dramatic song with Mirror, a very effective lyrical song as well. I really like the lyrics here, and like the reflection of I don't have self-worth, I'm merely just a mirror to you, and all like that. Like that was really moving. It's a really good climactic song, and it feels like the end of a third act. It feels like the ending of a film, which is kind of what the dramatic elements, like the John Williams thing I'm talking about here, it works really effectively for this album sound and does a great job closing the album. Oh god, I have 6 minutes left on my SD card. I didn't write an outro, I just realised that now. I didn't write an outro, so I'm just going to wing the outro right now. As I talked about in my Wall of Eyes review, there's the Ryan stamp of approval. This most definitely gets the Ryan stamp of approval, because this is a really, really good thing. I really like what's going on here. They do a great job. I immensely look forward to what they do next. I really do. I really think the sky's the limit for these guys. They could be up there with like Black Country New Roads and like leading the new Brit rock sound. So yeah, great album. Great album. One of the best of the year. Up there with the Wall of Eyes and Orchideas so far anyway. I really recommend giving this a listen, even if it doesn't seem like your thing. But this is very reminiscent of like 70s kind of rock, feminine rock at the time. I just see just a great future for these guys, and if they continue along this road and continue to refine this sound on their next project and truly create an absolute 10 out of 10 cracker, because as much as I love this, it's not a 10 out of 10 cracker, give it a listen. Prelude to Ecstasy by The Last Dinner Party. Thanks for watching. Yeah, good review guys, that was good. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. I'll see you when I see you.